Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 755. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hi, what's going on, guys?
All right, so the topic is Suicide Squad, and there's a lot going on with this movie that we weren't aware of. So why don't you take it away, Chris?
Well, I guess we can say possibly minor spoilers, so just if you don't want to hear anything about the movie, just be warned. But it sounds like the studio interfered a lot and changed some of Suicide Squad. And this actually goes back to a couple months ago when they said that they were doing reshoots.
And we were worried about that.
We were. And I think if this is a true story, I'm saying if because we're not sure yet. Like I said, we still haven't seen the movie, and we're not sure if this is, this is being reported by a credible site, and sites, I should say. But, we obviously can't say for sure right now.
Right.
But if this is true, then maybe those reshoots that everybody was like, no, don't worry, maybe there was something to worry about. And you know what? You know what comes into my head as soon as I think of that?
Batman vs.
Rogue One.
Well, Batman vs. Superman probably caused it, no?
No. Well, probably, yeah. You're probably right about that. But I'm thinking Rogue One now, which is now the movie. Because apparently, if Suicide Squad sucks, Rogue One's going to be the only movie I really care about for the rest of the year, other than like Doctor Strange.
Right.
But I hope that this movie is good, but it doesn't sound like it.
But the thing is that, look, I think we'll do another cast on it. But when you look at the numbers. It's like the way they spend so much money for marketing and the movies. It's like, how do you tell that a movie's not a flop or not? I mean, some of these movies are not making back their budget right away. I'm not talking about Ghostbusters. I'm talking about other movies like Star Trek, Jason Bourne. Not as quickly as it usually does.
Yeah.
So, it comes to a point in time where, if the movies... I just saw that Secret Life of Pets had beat Star Trek now during the week. That it pushed itself back up and knocked Star Trek down.
Yeah. Which
is like, friggin' animated movies killing everybody.
Well, I gotta say, animated movies normally do that.
And Ice Age probably came out at the wrong time.
It did.
Because that's getting destroyed.
Yeah.
But we were very worried about Suicide Squad, and I said right away, that's not a good sign. They're doing reshoots.
Well, going along with that, I have the article here from Dark Horizons, and I'm gonna take some stuff from here. The whole article is on Dark Horizons, so definitely go check that out.
And guys, in case you didn't know, Dark Horizons is my favorite site in the world, so check it out.
Right. So there's a paragraph here that I found particularly interesting, and it says here, quote, problems began from the get-go with an ambitious release date set before a script had been written. This is talking about Suicide Squad. And director David Ayer basically given just 6 weeks to get a script completed from scratch and ready to shoot. Ayer, who had no tentpole experience, also had to deal with the nervous executives trying to manage their brand, multiple editors, and then, during the post-production process, the backlash against Dawn of Justice. So, that's another thing. Like we've said already. Batman vs. Superman screwed up a huge portion of the superhero genre, including Marvel's movies.
Yeah.
So, it now necessarily didn't screw up Marvel's movies, but it made Marvel rethink, maybe we should, with DC...
Let's calm down a little bit. Let's calm down with the announcement. Right. Spider-Man 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah.
We're looking at the backlash, not just the backlash, but the ramifications of Batman vs. Superman not doing as well as they thought with everything. I know we've said this already, but look at WB right now. Look at what they were planning to do, and now look how everything's been moved. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Look, as much as people out there who may like Batman vs. Superman, at this point, I don't think you can say, it didn't cause any problems.
No. We will go down in history as the basic thing that lit the match to start the downward spiral. That movie. Definitely. Because now this is how do you consider the DC cinematic universe? You consider like Batman vs Superman the start of it?
I consider Batman vs Superman the movie that made studios look and say, this is not what we should do.
No, but that's basically the first of the DC cinematic universe.
No,
right?
It's not.
No, the Man of Steel
is technically the first.
All right, so Man of Steel, and that's the second one, right?
Man of Steel, I thought was a good start because I like Man of Steel. It has problems. It has a lot of problems.
Yeah, it does.
But I thought that the thing that made me really upset was when they came out and they said, no, Batman vs. Superman does not fix any of the problems from Man of Steel. Then I was like, well, then you shouldn't be directing it.
Right.
I'm sorry. Even if you make a 9 out of 10 movie, if your goal for your next movie is not to make a 10 out of 10 movie, then you have a problem.
You're done. I have a problem with this whole club in general. The guy, first of all, I know he did it in a joke and he disrespected Marvel. Marvel loves it that he did that. Stan Lee came out and said that was great. That's an honor that he told me to go F myself. Like for Marvel, they love it. Even the head of Marvel is like, guys, don't be too harsh on. So they're loving it. They're being the good guys now. You know, like Marvel is a good guy, so I like Marvel. But they're loving it too, because if that backfires and that movie bombs, then they're like, look at this idiot that just told us to go F ourselves, you know? So, and another thing too, this guy thinks he's going to do a Superman movie?
Yeah, I heard that he wants to do Superman.
Yeah, okay, right. Sorry, buddy. I doubt that one very much. DC's in panic mode right now.
And, you know, I hear, again, you know, this isn't really a spoiler. I don't consider this a spoiler, but from the reviews that I've read or watched as well, they're saying, mainly the ones I've watched, they're saying that a lot of the problem lies with the editing in this movie. They said that the editing is very poor towards the end of the movie, or very, very choppy towards the end of the movie, and it's almost like it gets, not disorienting, but it gets like, it's almost like too much at some points, and
who's
it's like,
doing this crap? Where are the professionals?
I don't know. I think they have professionals doing it. You know what I think it is, though? I think they have people going, you know what would be cool? If we had the camera zoom in 7 times in a second. Like, guys, calm down. We don't know what goes on in the editing room, but it's obviously not good if this is another movie where they're like, the editing is not good.
You know, it's funny. People come down hard on us for basically being hard on Batman vs. Superman, saying that it was like, you know, a disappointment. People come hard on us where we like a movie or not. I mean, Shin Gojira. It's like we can't win, but we have to report it the way we see it, you know? Suicide Squad, they're banking everything on this is the backup plan, okay? In case you don't know what we're talking about, if the quadrant of the DC Cinematic Universe being the Justice League and, you know, the Batman movies connected with, you know, Batman vs. Superman and all that, if that isn't doing as well, they need another part of the DC Cinematic Universe, which would be the Suicide Squad area, where they would have two Suicide Squad 2, Harley Quinn, Joker movie. So if that's not even doing good, you need to, like, just look at your whole line and say, stop everything. I mean, Chris, don't you think this is happening?
Well, I'll tell you this. You asked me the same question a couple months ago, and I was reluctant to say that because at the time, we were hearing that Suicide Squad was really good.
Right. But I even said it. I said, they're going to scrap everything.
But no, but this is the thing. I said if Suicide Squad does well, no, they're not going to scrap everything. They're going to keep going, as well should have.
Right.
But now, Suicide Squad, if this movie, and I'm not going to say it's bad because like this is one of the movies where I haven't researched it. I want to see it for myself.
Me too.
If it is bad, and not just from me or you saying it's bad, if it actually underperforms, they have to put Wonder Woman out. They have to put Justice League out. But after that, I don't know what they do. They're not going to reboot the universe. It's not going to happen. They're gonna keep going, but maybe on a different route. Maybe they recast. No, not recast. Maybe they hire a different writing team. Maybe they get different producers. Maybe they get a different.
In other words, you can't scrap the whole universe and start from scratch.
You can't do it. Not now. Not now. Because if they do that, in my opinion, that would be an admission of failure.
But you're going to continue to lose money, though?
I want to clarify this, too. I'm not saying that because it's DC doing that. If any other franchise did that, they scrapped everything when they were in the middle of it, I would consider that an admission of failure.
But here's the thing. I understand you don't want the admission of failure, but what about the admission of bankruptcy? I mean, what if they keep spending?
They're not going to go bankrupt.
What if they keep spending hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, $billions?
Warner Bros. is too big.
All
they
right.
won't go. If Warner Bros. Let me tell you this: if Warner Brothers went bankrupt, the whole movie industry would suffer.
Okay.
And I don't feel bad saying that because
Right.
they are too integral, in my opinion. If anything, I think they would retool who's doing this stuff.
First of all, the way I look at it, okay, the little snippet or whatever you call it of the Justice League was not. I'm a Marvel guy, you know that, but I grew up loving Batman, loving Superman, loving Wonder Woman. Okay, and then I had the Flash show on CBS and stuff like that. So, and I was aware of the Super Friends and all that stuff. So, I do. Looking at the Justice League thing, that was not appealing to me. There's nothing in that trailer to get me excited where I'm like, oh, this is freaking awesome! I mean, Bruce Wayne going around like Professor X and Magneto recruiting people, I don't see it. I think it's a character. I don't think there's any threat that warrants him breaking his secret identity for no reason. I mean, right now, there's literally no reason for him to form a team other than let's have a Justice League movie. Because there's no threat coming to Earth. It's not like a... So when I'm looking at this trailer with the boxes and Aquaman...
Wait. Let me stop you there because you're wrong at one point.
Okay, go ahead.
There is a threat coming to Earth.
From what they said about...
Bruce Wayne knows it. There's another thing, too, there, and I know where they're coming from with this. There is something that happens in the show, Justice League, where Bruce Wayne reveals his identity to the whole group.
Okay.
And it's not done the same way in the trailer, but I don't want you to go on that train of thought because I know there will be people in the comments who will point that out.
Okay.
But so I disagree with you on those two fronts.
Okay.
But I see where you're coming from. But no, continue with what you were going with. I just wanted to get those out there.
So in other words, we're going by what Lex Luthor said in Batman versus Superman. They're coming, like, and giving them a warning they got to prepare. So
yeah, I think that's
what he's going on.
I think that's solely why this is happening, and the fact that Wonder Woman is there.
All right.
Which is good, because Wonder Woman, in my opinion, has to be involved in the creation of the Justice League.
Right.
Has to be.
Okay. I just don't get... I don't like Cyborg. I'm sorry. I don't feel that he should be there. I'm not as... I really have hardly any knowledge of DC, but I do know that he was from Teen Titans, right?
Well, he is. He has been a member of the Justice League
afterwards.
Before. No, he has been. Like they've had. He wasn't one of the original members, I don't believe. But in modern, like in recent movies and stuff, he does become a member very early.
But to me, very early.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, I would prefer a Green Lantern before a Cyborg.
Oh, me too.
Me
too.
But I just don't. Maybe it's I'm so used to New Grant Gustin.
Mm-hmm.
Flash. I just can't. To me, it's all dark and it's like it's like blah to me. I just can't. I'll go see it, but I won't be like, oh my god, I can't wait to see Justice League. I'll be as excited about seeing Justice League as a little bit above the usual movie, but I'm not really crazy about it, to tell you the truth. Because if I get a better trailer, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just
well,
not
I would be more... I liked what they showed because it wasn't a trailer. It was just like a sneak peek as to this is what we're going for. Right. So I thought it was okay there. But I got to tell you, I think I would care more if I A, cared about any of these characters, and B, liked any of these characters the way they're portrayed in these movies.
Right.
Because I don't. I don't like the way Batman's portrayed. I really don't like the way Superman's portrayed.
Yeah,
Wonder
I don't
Woman's
like it.
okay. But Cyborg, The Flash, Aquaman, we don't know anything about them.
I would have preferred them do a Man of Steel 2.
Yes.
And a Batman and a Batman 2. And just go about, and I know that they purposely did the opposite of Marvel to show that they could do it without doing it that way. But there would have been nothing wrong with them just doing their own movies first. I know they said they don't want to copy, but this way is just hodgepodge of mixtures, and it's not really...
Well, I think you're right. I think if they would have done Man of Steel 2, they could have maybe done a better story, made a better Superman, fixed the problems from Man of Steel, and people, if they would have nailed it with Man of Steel 2, because personally I think what they should have done was that year put out Man of Steel 2, then later on in the year put out a Batman movie, and then do a Batman versus Superman where it's solely just Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That leads into a Justice League thing, kind of like what they did, but do it better. So that way, people going in, they know what to expect from a better Superman. They know what to expect from Ben Affleck's Batman. They know that maybe Wonder Woman shows up like she did at the end of Batman vs. Superman, but in a better way. No Doomsday, no Death of Superman storyline.
That was a waste to do that. Now you ruined the whole Superman thing.
They could have done so much with that, and they threw it away in the second movie with Superman. It's crazy.
And again, you didn't establish him.
Yeah.
As an on a character, like a legendary character.
He's not the icon that he was.
No.
Like when he died in the not in Man of Steel, in the Death of Superman, it was like, oh my gosh, they killed Superman.
Right.
But here, nobody likes him.
It's like,
why would anybody care? They got people in this movie. Oh no, Superman's dead. Nobody likes him.
Half the people are like, oh yeah, all right, that guy. Another thing is, I wasn't really crazy about certain things in Man of Steel. I liked it a lot, but my problem with it, and I'm a huge Matrix fan, but that's not why I call Matrixlord. But I'm a huge fan of the special effects from the Matrix movies, and I felt I've seen that before. Neo going and the ground, same effect. All the stuff like when in the Matrix movies when they're attacking the people, it was the same damn effect as like Zod's ship and everything, and I'm like, this is crap. I was really annoyed with that because I felt, Warner Brothers is a huge company. You can't do a different effect,
Are you talking about the zoom in thing that they kept doing?
That thing that was just what was that thing? It was like the Matrix movie. You know what I'm talking about? With the how was it? It's what I'm talking about, right? With the ship, it was like it's like it's like a live, like a water stream of machine thing.
Oh, you're talking about not the regeneration thing, like the like the birthing pods that they had?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't a lot of, but no, not just the birthing pods. What part of the movie was it? I'm trying to think now. That was at the end of the movie where like Superman's battling. It's like a whole mist of machinery, just like in the Matrix movie.
Oh, you're talking about the World Engine.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When he's fighting in the Indian Ocean or around the Indian Ocean. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
First of all, that was a mixture of the Jaggeroth ship from City of Death, because that's exactly what it looked like in Doctor Who, and the Matrix stuff from So I was like not having it. I felt, oh come on, seriously. And again, it's not believable to me that Batman wouldn't jump on that if Zod's making an announcement like he's going to destroy the world. Where's everybody else?
Well, that's the thing I can understand Batman being caught in the city and being off guard and he had retired. What we see at the beginning of Batman versus Superman. But the one thing that never sat right with me, and I'm sorry, nobody's ever going to be able to convince me the other way. Like you said, when Zod's message went everywhere, and I specifically remember that one scene where the woman who was supposed to be like the female, what's his name, Jimmy, he was like, or she was like, it's in my phone. So that means it was probably in everybody's phone, you know, and the fact that Bruce Wayne probably knew that this was happening and was like, whatever.
See, that
I don't
bothers
care what anybody says. And you could have a million people say, well, he wouldn't have been able to fight 7 Kryptonians. Yes, we as the audience know that they're this powerful.
Right.
He doesn't.
Right.
There's no comic book he can read that would be like, wow, I can't fight these guys. Even if he knew, he would have done something.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. Batman would have done something.
Thank you.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care if he's 60 years old. In Batman Beyond, he could be kicking ass.
Right.
So, I mean, that's bullcrap that he's just, I'm retired. All right.
That's just my opinion. But you know what? I think there's a lot of people who would probably agree with me.
My problem with this whole thing is these people that are doing these movies, right? This is the way I envision it, right? They sit in a big boardroom. This is so cool. Shit goes, and like they're like, Zod's gonna get his neck snapped. Holy crap! Like little children, right? And nobody really thinks it. Like there isn't that director or someone that's old school to say, back up a minute.
Yeah, there's nobody there to stop them.
Bruce Wayne would do something. No, that wouldn't work. And no, there's nobody. So when they do it, right, like they do these movies and they put it out, and they do this stupid crap like, my mom's name is your mom. They look like freaking imbeciles. Like, so bad that when the movie's out and all the memes are coming out, people are doing videos on it, they're at home like this every night looking at the new stuff and they're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Why the F did I do that? And it's like, this is what I'm talking about. Same thing in Marvel. Marvel is not shying from this, okay? In my eyes, the most important thing in Marvel Comics is the comics. I told you that. Mm-hmm. If you ruin the well, there's nothing to draw from, okay? So that's the main thing that needs to be safeguarded is the Marvel Universe comics, right? But when these guys, they're all at the retreat, wouldn't it be cool if Cyclops killed Professor X and then the Red Skull ate his brains and became Onslaught, and then 5 people had the Phoenix Force, and then Cyclops told Captain America, F you, let's fight? It's like, holy crap, no. And it would be cool if Wolverine was the headmaster of Jean Grey's School for Gifted Youngsters. And he's like Professor X, and Cyclops is like Magneto. No, because he's like an animal half the times. You know, gutting people. He's not going to be like Professor X. It's not believable. You're an idiot. And they're like, and then there's a spell. When the Red Skull fights everybody, that Iron Man becomes evil, but Carnage becomes good. And Hobgoblin becomes good. It's like a reversal. Isn't that cool? No, it's not. No, it's not. And then they have the wheel. And they're like, all right, what nationality is the Hulk going to be? Korean. Ooh. Let's have 7 Marvel characters as women at the same time because for decades we screwed up and we didn't have enough women characters. So in about 3 months, we're going to have 17 women. Or 26 women. It's ridiculous. And I got to tell you, when you look at the Marvel Universe and you see that every character is just about a woman now, you start scratching your head like, I don't know what the F is going on. I'm not even going to get anything because I'm confused. Okay? I don't know why in that universe itself, when people ask for Captain America's help, and there's like 4 Captain Americas, I don't know how that makes any sense. is one. And again, I say, Chris, how many times did I say it? You lose your uniqueness. The thing that made it unique was there was one Spider-Man, one Hulk, one Iron Man, one Thor, and if they died, it would be like the death of Superman where nobody could really replace them. It wouldn't be like, oh, so I'm just going to pick up the hammer because I'm Thor's girlfriend and because I'm worthy of being his girlfriend, that I could be Thor. It doesn't work like that. So I think that that the whole thing with Marvel Comics is they threw the rule book out the window. They threw the Comics Code Authority out the window. They're doing their own thing. There is every character had a Bible type of thing where you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that. There is no rules just about in the comic book of Marvel. And I think that's the problem because anything goes and then it starts becoming boring. Because let's kill somebody this month and nobody cares about that. I don't care about Captain America dying 27 times. I don't care about, Spider-Man dying 4 times. Just stop already. Just stop. Let's use our brains and do interesting storylines where we don't have to kill the character off. We don't have to say that Tony Stark is adopted because that's dumb. And it doesn't make any sense. But this is the problem. It's going to take years for somebody, maybe these kids now that are coming out of school, that when they get into Marvel, they'll fix it. Hopefully. Somebody will fix it. Because right now, half the stuff in Marvel is a mess. A hot mess right now. That's my rant, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I had to get into it because it's just not fair. It's not fair that you can have someone that killed worlds, billions of people, like Dr. Doom, and he could be a hero on Iron Man. That doesn't make it. No, it doesn't. You can't. If you're evil, you're evil. If you're good, you're good. Don't give this crap about, oh yeah, he's a good guy now, but he killed billions of people already. That's ridiculous. I'm tired of this nonsense. It's just so stupid. So, my Marvel Comics is a mess right now, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm sick. I just wish, there have been a lot of things recently that, they've made good changes to things, But sometimes I see things that they change, and it's just like, did you have any rhyme or reason for doing that, or did you just do it just because?
Is Mary Jane in the Iron Spider costume because to show off her boobs? Or is it, what's the purpose with that? There is no purpose, basically. So then don't put her in the book then.
I don't know, they're doing this for new readers, and that's,
They lost their old readers. I guess they don't care about that.
That's the thing now, is that they want new readers, and I can understand where they're coming from, but I don't know if they're doing it the right way. I tell you, we don't work for them.
Listen, you know what? We're going to do our comic crazy cast. We're going to look at the numbers. And we're going to see if this Hydra Cap was worth it or any of this other garbage was worth it. Because as far as I was concerned, the Ghost Rider failed that version. And now what are they getting, leftovers for S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because that's like a speed racer. That's like the lower of the Ghost Riders, basically. And they're getting that. So, again, me and Sharon dying to see Suicide Squad. Gotta tell you, we already got everything set up. We're gonna go, right? But what are you hearing now with the Joker? The Joker, what's going on with that?
Well, this is where spoilers. So if you don't want to hear it, stop watching now.
Okay.
But I'm hearing that the Joker is not in this a lot. He's not in it for a good amount of the movie. In fact, a lot of what we've seen in the trailers, that's pretty much his role. Maybe just with a little bit more added on to it. But I heard that he's pretty much devoid most of the movie. Which I can understand. This movie's about the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but if it's about the Suicide Squad, what are they mainly promoting?
They're promoting the Joker.
And Harley Quinn. So
they also said that the only real characters that get any development in this movie are Deadshot and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, because they were trying to get Deadshot to be in a Batman movie, which I don't think he can carry anything, to tell you the truth. I gotta
tell you, that's the movie I'm most excited for, Ben Affleck's Batman movie. Because I honestly think that's going to be the thing to turn it around.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that's going to get accelerated if Suicide Squad doesn't do well.
I gotta tell you, I was watching Batman Returns the other day, and you know, if you don't know already, I wasn't crazy about Batman Returns when I first saw it. I did like it, but I wasn't crazy about it because I really didn't like, as a kid, like I didn't like how, you know, they made the Penguin's character so sexually whatever, and I just felt there was no cause for that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't like how they played that character. I wish they would have Danny DeVito play it more differently. I mean, all the aspects about him becoming mayor and all that was cool, but that whole sexual nonsense just was not cool at all. You know, I mean, the Joker thing, that was good. And I really would have wished they would have had a third one. But I did love Batman Forever because I loved Jim Carrey's performance and Tommy Lee Jones. So, but Batman and Robin was god-awful, horrible. I can't even watch that movie. But I love Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. She was fantastic. But, you know, it's just, if they do a Ben Affleck Batman movie, I know they're going to do one. They're not going to do many, I heard. So.
Oh, they'll do more.
They'll do more?
If it does well, you can bet that they're going to do more. I'm not a betting person, but if they do it, if it does well, they'll be like, hey, you want to do another one? You want to do more? You want to do more?
Wouldn't it have been better to do movies with him at Batman's start rather than his finish? I mean, if he retired already.
You know, honestly, no. At first I was like, well, we're not going to know. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? We've seen that 100 times now. Maybe it's better if we just jump right into his later years.
But then we don't know what they did before when they kept
Yeah, but I think you could learn a lot about him through actions rather than just showing us the same thing. Like, I actually like the idea of we're already into it. Let's see what he's done, because I think with clever writing and directing and whatnot, you kind of do the show don't tell kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where I think that it would be good. You know, I've kind of warmed up to Ben Affleck. I'm still not convinced that he's great in the role, what I've seen, but
he's better than George Clooney, that's for sure.
Yeah. I still think that there are better people for the part, though.
Wow. Gotta tell you, dude. Honestly, and again, I'm trying not to think of the negative ratings because I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I mean, and that's another thing. Well, you know, we'll talk about that in another case, but the Rotten Tomatoes thing, really. But what do you predict? What do you think? You think you're gonna like it?
You know, I actually do. I think that I'm gonna go and be pleasantly surprised. I think it's probably gonna.
I think I'm gonna love it. But
yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I really do.
I've been looking forward to this movie for a while. So.
But I gotta tell you though, I am wondering though. Like there's doubt now. Whereas before I was like, it's gonna be great. Now I'm like, I hope this is good.
Right.
Because I don't let the critics shape my opinion. But I gotta say, if I see a large majority of people saying that it's not good, I start to wonder, maybe this isn't gonna be good.
See, I don't know what to believe anymore because a lot of things that people didn't like, I liked.
Yeah.
So I'd never go by anything. But the one thing that did bother me was, you know, like that, my whole thing now, besides just talking with Godzilla, my thing is with the Ghostbusters. I don't understand why a lot of people hated it. I mean, pure hatred where they're beyond belief. We're not going to get into that now. But I really hope I love this. So we'll see. All right. Going on to another cast. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye for now.